Unfortunately, it's about that thing.
Brilliant.
I went and bought a rack of pork belly, and
we can hear you guys.
Oh, good.
Call 999. There's been a robbery.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of our pre-game show. I'm Amber.
And I'm Dan, and hopefully you can hear me, and I haven't just muted my mic. On this week's show, assuming you can hear me, we have news from around the league. We have a game review panel news and the DOPS as well as Phantoms news. We've got 2 exclusive player interviews today with Dylan Lawrence and Barney Sari. We have a preview of our game tonight against Bristol Pitbulls, and we have some offers from the club. But first, let's have the news.
Okay, so starting off with Phantoms news for this week. Don't forget the first leg of our semi-final cup game is on Thursday the 15th. There are still tickets available, but make sure to get them quickly because they will sell out. And unfortunately, Richard Hartman has left the Phantoms. Something else that's happened this week, Louis Kinniston and Alex Rushby have received silver medals as part of their GB Under-20s team in the World Championships Division 2 Group A. Luke Ferrara has also reached 227 goals to become Phantom's all-time regular season leading goal scorer. And this week we also celebrated Jasper Foster's birthday. In the lead up for tonight's game, the Supporters Club shirt off your back is Hayden Levine, and Supporters Club warm-up shirt is Callum Bouglas. Make sure to grab your tickets from the Fan Force table outside of the shop. Also, last week we had 989 people turn up for the game, what I think is a pretty good turnout. However, it would be great to see if we can get over 1,000 tonight. What do you think, Dan?
I think we're actually in a really good position for this. Had a quick note from the club just before we went on air. 850 tickets are pre-sold, so there's a good possibility we will get close to that. Right, just did have a text. Are we going to talk about Richard leaving? Although we've mentioned it, we don't actually have any other news other than what has already been released by the club. So unfortunately, thank you, Callie, for tweeting in. Unfortunately, we don't have any more news regarding Richard Hartman's departure. If we do, or if we find out where he's going to, we'll let you know as soon as we know. Okay, let's have a quick look around the league. Looking at news and discipline up first. Just a couple of fights last Sunday. That was Jordan Griffin and Liam Morris. So Griffin from the Knights, Morris from the Basingstoke Bison. They had a bit of a tilt in the second period. They both received 1 point for that. Then last night, one of the first players to be penalised for not wearing the neck protector, that was Jared Baker from the Romford Raiders. He's received 2 points, 2 discipline points for failing to wear a laceration guard, which is basically the proper name for a neck protector. And then Patrick Forsberg, he receives 1 point for charging he was as part of the Milton Keynes Lightning game against the Hull Seahawks last night. There is some video of that whole situation doing the rounds. If you get a chance to watch it, I strongly recommend it. It's interesting. In other news, on Friday, Leeds Knights secured their spot in the cup final, beating Swindon Wildcats 6-4 on aggregate. The Wildcats went into the game with a 1-goal lead. However, the Knights managed to push past quite strongly. That was at the rink on Elland Road in Leeds. A couple of signings have come through on Monday. Solway Sharks signed Michael Hodge. He's come through from EC Lauterbach in the German 4th tier. He was pretty much tearing that up. I mean, 53 points in 15 games. So it was 27 goals, 26 assists. He has apparently made quite a... well, he hasn't scored yet. He's had one game for the Sharks, although they didn't do particularly well. There have been some other signings as well. Let's just quickly nip through those. Caden Villegas has signed for the Swindon Wildcats, and Andrew Coxhead has signed for the Raiders. Villegas, I believe... yeah, Caden Villegas, the Texas native, has gone on a bit of a tear. In one game, he's picked up 5 points, 2 goals, 3 assists already. So he should do pretty well. He's come down from the main Mariners of the ECHL, so I would watch for that. That's a league roughly, probably a little bit better than the Elite League in terms of player quality. In other news as well, National Division NIHL have announced Pride Week will be taking place on the 14th to 22nd February. We'll find out whether there'll be celebratory jerseys for that. For you jersey collectors, that's always a good note to finish on. So nothing was referred to DOPS either last week or last night. So the guys there can take a bit of a day off. No other league news. So shall we move on and have a... nope. I was going to say something else then. Let's have a look at the interviews. Amber, what can you tell us?
Okay, so this week, producer Dan caught up with Barnabas Sari and Dylan Lawrence. Let's have a look what they've both got to say.
I'm here with Barney Sari. Barney, last weekend, with us being short of a few bodies, you found your way onto into a nice little vacant spot there alongside Cam, Luke as well, Yanni, for sort of different parts of certainly Sunday's game anyway. But how do you feel about getting the opportunity to step up and sort of make a different kind of impact?
Yeah, obviously we had a few guys out, a few guys away, so yeah, and then Ash granted me with an opportunity that I've kind of been waiting for all season, so it was great. I enjoyed it. I loved every second of it, and yeah, I think just playing with those guys, they just make it easy. Like, you don't have to give them a good pass. They make a play with anything, and it just gives you that freedom within the game. So it's just fun hockey. Mm. Yeah.
What was the conversation then with Ash? Because I presume you must have obviously had some conversations with Ash this season in terms of what he expects from you, and then about your development as well. But in terms of in the run-up to last weekend, what was the conversation with Ash? How did that go? And what did that mean to you as well to have get given that opportunity?
It wasn't so much a conversation. It was more just I had a series of games that went well for me. Weekend before, and then in Basingstoke I had a pretty good game as well. And then yeah, I guess he just wanted to, I don't know, make a good balanced lineup. Yeah, he probably felt like he trusted me a bit more than he did at the start of the season. So yeah, all good for me.
What was the situation for you coming into this season, being that obviously last season when you joined us and it was Slava in charge, and presumably you must have had one set of expectations, and then with that change of coaching and Ash coming in, what was different, and what was you sort of the questions or the feelings that you had coming into the season?
Yeah, it was very unknown. Yeah, I was looking forward to it. I thought it was a new slate. I could just position myself according to what a new coach thinks, and then yeah, I had a bit of a slow start. But yeah, I'm just working my way upwards. Just trying to work my way up.
It's great to see. And like obviously you got yourself a nice, neat little assist as well on Sunday, so that's good. So you must be growing in confidence. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's good for my confidence. Yeah,
absolutely. What's obviously this next week we've got the cup semi-final games, I should say, starting. You were looking to be able to maintain some of that momentum and that confidence going forwards. Now you looking to maybe hopefully secure a more regular spot in those top 6.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, that's not really up to me. So
sure.
I just work as hard as I can, and then if Ash thinks that's the right spot for me, then it is. So yeah.
And cup semi-finals, is this your first taste of that kind of semi-final, kind of do or die, one shot? Well, I guess it's a 2-leg thing, but is this kind of your first opportunity at one of those types of games?
Other than playoffs last year, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, we didn't make the cup, did we? So yeah, first one.
Looking forward to it.
I am, yeah.
Awesome. Well, listen, Barney, thanks very much for your time, and we'll see you at the weekend. I'm joined by Dylan Lawrence, and Dylan, I'm glad to have you with us because I wanted to talk to you about how it's been going for you this season. I look at your point score, 26 games, you've got 35 points. I think it is 20 goals. 20 of those are goals, so not bad.
Yeah.
How do you feel like your season's been going so far?
A bit up and down. Obviously, I've had a couple stretches where I've missed some games,
sure.
Which kind of throws things off a little bit. I honestly wasn't even aware of the number of points I've had. It's not something I really pay too much attention to. Obviously, if I'm feeling good, playing well, it's more what I'm concerned with, and just anything I can do, obviously, to help us win games. So I think that's the main thing, is if we're rolling as a team. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to put too much of an onus on points. I mean, obviously, that's going to be the first thing that people look at, especially as an import, as a forward. People are going, right, how many points, how many goals is these guys getting? Mm-hmm. And so that's quite an obvious metric for people. But you're right, when I think about what I've seen from you lately, or certainly this season, a good reach, like positionally sound, all those sorts of things. So clearly those are great things that you're bringing to the game and to the team. What's your interactions and your sort of coaching sort of interactions with Ash and with the rest of the coaching team? How's that been, and where's that sort of driving you towards in terms of goals, aspirations, and performance?
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, I've always been a pretty good, I'd like to say, two-way player, solid defensively, obviously. Take a lot of face-offs and stuff like that. But yeah, Ash he's quite lets us kind of just do what we need to do. What guys pays attention to what guys bring to the table, kind of lets you do your job. So it's nice in that sense. So it's just finding. Obviously, we've got very prolific goal scorer with us, so it's not an area that you necessarily need to be adding to too much. Obviously, I'd like to be, and I think I have been as much as I want. Well, obviously, more goals is better. The more we can do, the better. So. Yeah, again, it's just finding balance within the team, I think. So,
you said about finding balance, does it help sort of, because when we spoke before, or when we've spoken before, we've talked about having sort of regular line mates, and you've kind of hit a sort of a rich vein of form with alongside Ralphs and Corey. I know both of those guys have also had some injury issues, especially lately at the moment. Obviously, we missed Corey last weekend. So how's that been for you? Obviously, playing alongside them and then finding that regular line mate and some chemistry with guys.
I think that's the most consistent one I've had for the last few weeks now. So obviously there's a bit of a change there, but again, it's something we've kind of become accustomed to this year with guys coming in and out. So I think we're more comfortable just with switching things up. I think Sunday I had a completely different line. Obviously,
sure.
Barney stepped up and did really well too. So just situations like that, you can see just putting guys together, and even without some practices, I think we still had a pretty good game. Obviously, a little disappointing with the position we were in the third there, not to get more out of it. But yeah, I mean, I think it's promising. You can get guys stepping in and moving around, and you need that to be able to win games, I think.
No, definitely. So thinking, obviously, we've got Bristol this weekend as well. I think it's Leeds away and then Bristol at home. What are you doing to prepare? What are you looking forward to with those games?
Well, obviously Leeds is a tough one. It's one of the tougher places to go into for the last few seasons, anyways, that I've been here. So, looking forward to that challenge. That's always fun. And then, hopefully we can keep playing well at home against Bristol. I mean, the crowd's been great, so I'll be looking forward to having that again this weekend.
Definitely, and of course, after that, Cup semi-final game.
Yeah, of course.
What's your take on those games? Because obviously there's more pressure to perform and do things, get the win or come out on top, especially across 2 legs. But yeah, what's your sort of take on those games?
Yeah, again, as you said, 2 legs, so you got to keep that in mind. Just go into next week, hopefully off of a good weekend. But either way, we'll be playing to set ourselves up for that. Hopefully we'll get some bodies back, obviously, that we've been missing. I think people have that game in mind too. So yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Definitely.
And of course, you have got some experience of that. I mean, last season with your previous team, with MK, you obviously had a playoff win. So that must be something that you've got as a sort of arrow in your quiver when it comes to these sorts of games.
Yeah, I think the more games you play like that, like knockout and playoff games, you just get more comfortable in those situations, which helps you. So hopefully that'll help me in the room too with the guys. But I know a lot of them have been in those situations before too. So I think it's a good situation for us all together. So hopefully. Get some good out of it.
I hope so as well. Well, Dylan, thanks so much for your time, and we'll see you at the weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
Barney Sari and Dylan Lawrence. A lot of good words last night, and obviously you had Barney's goal last night, which from talking to some people who travelled with the team last night, apparently he was absolutely over the moon when they ran into him after the game. So, well done, Barney. Congratulations, and hopefully first of many. So, on that note, let's have a look at the games last week and last night.
Okay, so last weekend on Sunday, we played Swindon Wildcats at home. And unfortunately, the Wildcats took the 5-4 win after overtime. The Phantom scorers were Dylan Lawrence, Luke Ferrara, Nathan Pollard and Cameron Huff. I feel it was a closely fought game where neither side was ahead by more than 2 goals before the other side would then make it equal again. Wildcats took the overtime win through Ben O'Connor, who is currently the league's leading scoring D-man. There were strong performances from Eddie Brebis, have I said that correctly? Brebis?
Eddie Brebis.
That's the one. Yeah. And Ben O'Connor. And for the Phantoms, I think it was a standout performance from Barney Sari and Luke Ferrara, who were playing in the top 2 lines.
Yeah. Now, last night, obviously the Phantoms went up to Yorkshire to take on the Leeds Knights. It was one of those odd ones because the Knights were originally 2 goals up. Then there was the gate, the gate that broke. Apparently that was originally broken last year and never quite fixed properly. But that seemed, you get a lot of Leeds Knights fans there saying that actually that probably damaged the Knights' momentum, gave the Phantoms a chance to get back into it, score 4 unanswered goals. Well, in actual practice, they scored 5 unanswered goals after that. Phantom scorers were 2 for Cam Huff, 2 for Luke Ferrara, and 1 his first of the season for Barney Sari. Also saw Zane McKenzie back for the first time in a Phantoms jersey this season, which is always good. Barney there playing on top 6 again in top 2 lines. He's really cementing his place there, I think, which is good to know. I mean, the Phantoms went up with 14 skaters. So, you got against Leeds Knights with 14 skaters, you expect to get a bit of a hammering, not to be giving the hammering as it was. But yeah, so there you go. So a few minutes left to play in one of the periods. They end up basically adding that onto the beginning of the 3rd period, and the Phantoms really took advantage of that. They actually picked up an empty net goal to make it 5-2, and then the Knights scored to make it 5-3 with about 40 seconds remaining in the last period. So, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of confidence going into tonight's game.
I think it's worth mentioning that we were quite short bench last night. We had a lot of our players who we see a lot, such as Brad Barron, Yanni wasn't there, Corey McEwen wasn't there. There was quite a lot of our players not playing.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, when you think about it, that's really quite a massive achievement. So, yeah, well done, guys, and hopefully they'll carry that through to tonight as well.
So going on to tonight's game against the Bristol Pitbulls, let's start with the netminders. The likely starting netminder for the Pitbulls is Tommy Napier, and for the Phantoms, I'm sure it will be Hayden Levine. Napier currently sits in 8th position in the league ranking with a save percentage of 90.72, whereas Hayden Levine is currently in 4th place with 91.10%. Goals against average, Tommy Napier is currently 13th in the league with 4.29, and Hayden Levine is 9th with 3.88. Noteworthy stats to look at is shots faced. Hayden Levine is still currently first in the league with 1,415 shots faced, whereas Napier is currently 1,316, so not too far behind, and currently sits in 3rd in the league. Both netminders are currently facing around 44 average shots per game. So I think it will be close tonight.
Yeah, certainly on the netminding front, I would say it would be close. However, let's have a look at the other end of the ice in terms of offense now. Jake Bricknell is the top goal scorer and top scorer for the Bristol Pitbulls. He has 28 goals and 27 assists, 55 points. He's currently 8th in the league for scoring and 2nd in the league for goals scored. So he is behind Cam Huff for number of goals scored. In terms of total points, sitting 8th for total points, and he's one place behind Yanni Lakkonen. In terms of top scorers, obviously we know Cam Huff is the top goal scorer for the Phantoms. He's now 11 goals clear at the top after his 2 last night. And then obviously our top point scorer is Luke Ferrara, who is currently on 63 points. Obviously, Yanni Lakkonen still head and shoulders above, despite not playing last night, for assists. But I mean, Luke, 63 points. He's about 4 points ahead of Dominic Gabay, who is for the 2nd top scorer. Any news on the team tonight? DJ Hilfinger's asking that one. We don't have any news yet, but I would expect probably Norton to be out. Hopefully
soon.
Yeah, hopefully he'll be back soon. No news on the others, but if you want to pick up the live stream, which will be starting about 5:15 tonight, you can do. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But for those players that mentioned, Yanni, Brad, and Corey, they're likely to be game time decisions. Hopefully we'll see him back. Be nice to see him go in. So in terms of other noteworthy stats, John Dunbar is the highest. He's got the most assists for the Bristol Pitbulls. He's got 31 assists, currently sits 8th in the league. And in terms of other Pitbulls to watch for, I'd actually say Bailey Harewood. Now, he's a name that will be familiar to longer-term Phantoms fans. He had a couple of games with us back, I think, in the 9-10 or 10-11 season. Quite a way back when he was still a junior. But he is currently the top scoring Pitbull, British Pitbull. He's got 9 goals for 23 points. He's always a hard skater, and he's quite a gritty player, so I'd expect him to be throwing his body around a lot tonight. So, yeah, that's a quick look at tonight. In terms of stats, the head-to-head, it's 1-1. Bristol took the first game on the 22nd November. That was a 6-5 penalty shootout loss for the Phantoms. But the following night, the Phantoms absolutely dominated with a 6-2 win. In terms of goals against, Bristol will generally ship 4.63 goals. That's 10th in the league for number of goals shipped. Phantoms 4.09. That has improved. They're now 7th in the league for goals shipped. Goals against, again, Phantoms 3.91 on average. So that is an improvement on where we were. I think that's about 0.08% better. Still in 7th for that. And the Pitbulls have goals against of 3.44. So slightly better than ours, which is odd. But there we go. In terms of the special teams, so Bristol power play 25.24%, Phantoms power play 28.95%. So Phantoms are 4th in terms of power play, Pitbulls are 9th. Penalty kill, unfortunately, this is going to be a much more interesting tale this evening, depending on what happens. Pitbull's penalty kill is 69.17. They're 10th in the league, so second worst in the league. Phantoms 65.69. We are dead last in terms of penalty kill, so that could be interesting. But if you've got any other thoughts, so those of you that are watching today, if you've got any other thoughts on the game, any score predictions, anything like that, give us a shout, drop us a line, we will talk about those in a bit. Just quick, we'll have a couple of quick stats on Thursday's game against Steel Dogs. Obviously, we know them pretty well. Their top scorers are Bear Gundanov and Ivan Bjorkley-Nordstrom. Obviously, Ivan's very familiar to us. Their new goalie, Brady Parker, is currently 3rd in the league for save percentage and goals against, allowing just 2.46 goals against and has a 91.64 save. So he's just sitting behind Rennie Marr and Sam Gospel. Although I think Gospel's stats will have taken a bit of a battering after last night.
Yeah.
So power play. Sheffield's power play is really quite poor. It's 21.05. It's in the league. But their penalty kill is really good, 78.64, which is currently 3rd in the league. So, yeah. Really, for us...
I think they are a team to watch.
Yeah, I mean, they're currently sat 2nd in the league. They've played 3 more games than anybody else. They've got 35 games played at the moment. But there's so many points ahead of Leeds now in 3rd that even after the games in hand shake out, and even if Leeds win all of their games in hand, they still can't overtake Steel Dogs in 2nd place.
Wow.
Yeah, so quite interesting, that one. So that's Thursday's game. Here we go. We have a prediction for tonight. DJ Hillfinger, lots of goals, 7-4 win to the Phantoms.
That would be nice.
Yeah, yep.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah, they've got a way to go to beat my NHL team last night, though. I don't know if there are any Rangers fans watching. So New York Rangers managed to score 2 goals last night against the Boston Bruins, and then the Bruins promptly scored 10. So there you go. But yeah, 7-4. That sounds like a good scoreline tonight. I'm thinking probably 5-2, 5-3 again. I think that's where we're looking. But yeah, if anyone else has got any ideas or any thoughts, please feel free, give us a shout, and drop us a line. So that's tonight's game. That's next Thursday's game. Should we go into the offers from the club?
Yeah. Okay, so merchandise available this week. So we have a new monthly calendar taken by our wonderful match day photographer, Willow. Each month, as you can see in the video playing alongside me talking now, it is a signed full team calendar, and every single month you have a lovely picture. There is some that are, I don't know how to say it. There's some lovely pictures, as you can see, of Morgan there. Yeah. However, there is a few with Joe Gretton having a fight. So there's a little bit for everyone. They are currently £6. And I think once they've gone, they have gone. So get them whilst they last. I think that I presume they are online as well as in the shop. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dan.
Yeah, I believe they are online as well. I did notice, though, they've got Richard Hartman's signature on there as well.
They have.
There you go, collector's edition. So if you want to get your Richie Hartman merchandise, you can do that. Yeah, fun enough, that's another player that will be missing tonight.
Yeah.
Never mind. What events have we got coming up?
Events. We have the Supporters Club movie night. I think I mentioned this last week, coming up on January the 25th. The game itself will feature Phantoms wearing the special theme jerseys. Friday the 23rd is the Watchback night, which features memorable moments and the biggest games in Phantoms history. So that should be quite interesting to watch. Prices are £7.50 for non-members and £5 for members. You can grab your tickets by messaging the Supporters Club Facebook page or visiting their table in Skate Hire on match nights. And also, like I mentioned at the start, the Cup semi-final, first head-to-head with the Sheffield Steel Dogs, are now on sale as well. But I do feel they will be selling out pretty quickly, so you need to grab them whilst they last.
Yep. And just an update on the Leg 1 tickets for Thursday. All the unsold season ticket seats are now available for general sale. So there's some extra seats made available for that one. In terms of offers from the club, sorry, I did cut across you and we missed two, and that's my fault. So new player pucks are available in the shop by popular demand. You can pick those up this evening. And it was mentioned last week, someone on the live stream asked for socks.
Yeah.
We said we'd mention it. We said we'd bring it up with the club. We did. We spoke to Ian last week, and Ian's come back to us about this. He's looking into it. Minimum order for socks are around 100 pairs. They'll be single size, so chances are you'll get adult socks, junior socks, and kind of one size fits nobody. But yeah, so as mentioned last week here on the stream, someone asked for socks. We've chased. We found out they could be coming. There we go. So we had a flash. I missed entirely what that was. So it's the wrap-up time.
The wrap-up.
Yes, because we're completely prepared this week. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, we haven't had any more comments that I have missed, I don't believe.
No.
But no, you still got time. If you've got any predictions, any players to watch out, just drop us a message and we can discuss them. Tickets for the game are available via the website, and if you can't make it, jump on and watch our live stream. Our live stream commentators are fantastic. Both are available from www.gophantoms.co.uk, and links will be in the description below this video as well. Remember, please like and subscribe to stay up to date with all our pre-game interviews, pre-game show, or any other information that we have from the club. Anything else, Dan?
Yes, we have a special guest commentator on the live stream tonight.
How exciting!
Yes, so our live stream commentators this evening will be Alan, who's one of the regulars, and in a special guest slot, we have Stevie Johnson. So for those of you that know Stevie, he is the Billingham, formerly known as the Billingham Bomber. He has played for the Pirates. Sorry, it'll be Phil. So it'll be Phil Smith and Stevie Johnson, thank you. Stevie has a huge coaching record. He's played in some massive leagues over the years, some British leagues, and he has been a huge influence on both James, Luke, and Robbie Ferrara in their playing careers. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to get his perspective on the game tonight. So that's the live stream. That'll be going live. That will start broadcasting around 5:15 this evening. And as Amber mentioned, tickets for that are available on www.gophantoms.co.uk.
I've just been made aware as well that on the Phantom Supporters Club, they are selling little key rings of. Let me just read what I've just seen. They've got their own very little Phantoms Zambonis, apparently, you can buy, and key rings of ice hockey sticks.
Yeah.
So
I'm
yes,
having
they.
too long for that.
I know. So the key rings are £3 and the Zambonis are £6. So head over to the Phantom supporters table where you can pick up your own.
Yep. So, one of our producers is online. She's dropping us a message saying, the hockey sticks look cute. Very cute. So, there you go. Nip along to the Fan4 Supporters Club. You can pick up your hockey sticks or Zambonis there. And we've just had another bit of news popping in this evening. Referees for this evening are currently scheduled to be Chris Wells and Roy Hamilton. And on the lines will be Ethan Arnold and Anthony Groom. So there you go. A little bit of last minute news for the game.
Fantastic.
So let's just quickly hold on. We'll pause. We'll prevaricate for a minute. See if any more news pops in.
Yep.
Oh, apologies for anyone who didn't have any sound at the beginning of Barney Sari's interview. We have been assured by producer Matt that we didn't miss much. But yeah, hopefully that will go up. And yep, so okay, right. So the sound did go live, so that's fine. You got to hear all that. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us this week. If you've enjoyed the show, I've been Dan, this has been Amber. And if you haven't enjoyed the show, I've been Matt, that's been Tracy.
And we'll see you this time next week. Bye.